Hey loves, it's Brianna. We have to talk in today's video. I feel like I owe you guys a life update about what's been going on the last 2 weeks. It has been probably some of the most emotional, overwhelming, exciting, and just busiest weeks of my entire life. I've just been trying to keep it all together with work, with my new job, life. It's Hayden's birthday this week, and I'm honestly really struggling because I have to be gone on his actual birthday, and I have never not been there for one of my kids' birthdays. And I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I know I'm not the first mom or parent who's had to miss a birthday. And I remember my dad was in sales, and there was a year when he had to be gone for my birthday too. But if you're just clicking into this video, 2 weeks ago, I started a new full-time role. It's so full circle because I had watched Anna Sacconi's pregnancy updates and just felt like I had this best friend on YouTube to go through my pregnancy with. But when I returned to my full-time job in the office, which I was managing a recruitment team, traveling on airplanes once a week, I had no videos to watch on YouTube about pumping, and especially like things just like getting your breast milk through security. And so since my undergrad was broadcast journalism, I decided I wanted to just make a couple of videos. I knew how to edit them that would help other moms the same way that Anna Sacconi's pregnancy updates really helped me through my pregnancy. And that's how my YouTube journey started. I shared, the first day of going back to work after maternity leave, and I was sharing how I was finding nursing rooms at airports and hacks like freezing your breast milk, and basically telling the hotel staff, hey, I have medication in this cooler, because if I told them it was breast milk, they wouldn't freeze it for me, but if I told them it was medication, they'd put it in the freezer for me. Just all those like silly little niche things for that very small phase of motherhood, quite honestly. About 2 years after doing it, I never expected YouTube to blow up the way it did. I never thought that YouTube was going to be my full-time job, and I'm so appreciative of this community and all of your support over these last 10 years, especially through divorce. And now a decade later, I am so excited about this new opportunity that I have. I can't stress that enough. But it is causing a little bit of stress, especially because it's the middle of the holiday season, and I know you guys are waiting for my Christmas clean and decorate with me, and I promise you it's coming. But between Hayden's birthday, I really wanted to just dedicate as much of my time and energy and effort to learning this new role over the last 2 weeks. I just haven't had even like the time in the evenings, to really do very much when it comes to YouTube. In 2 days, I'm hopping on a plane again, and I'm gone, even through the weekend. But I feel like God has everything happen for a reason, and I feel like it's time now on this channel to go back to where I started and talk about this phase of motherhood now, of what my routines look like now as a working mom, how I managed my time, the help that I've actually had to hire in order to make all of this possible, and the self-care that's really, really necessary in order to do all of this. So just thank you for your grace and for sticking through this with me as I kind of navigate this new phase of my YouTube channel. But before I really get into the details of some of these updates, I do just want to thank QVC for sponsoring today's video on my channel. QVC is the place for finding top brands, trending products, and incredible savings all in one place. They've got everything: beauty, fashion, home decor, kitchen finds, electronics, all curated and shown by real people so that you understand what you're actually buying. QVC has exclusive deals and limited time offers that you will not find anywhere else. And that's why I love checking the site often, because the good things go fast. And honestly, whether you're holiday shopping or just shopping for everyday essentials, their deals are unbeatable. Their YouTube channel is actually super helpful too. They have so many demos. It's perfect if you're like me and like to do research and feel really confident before you buy anything. And they make shopping easy with flexible payment options and really trustworthy reviews. I actually found this amazing humidifier that I have been wanting so bad, just because for this time of year, I feel like it's so important for my skin. This is my new Homedics Warm and Cool Mist ultrasonic humidifier with UVC that I ordered from QVC. But this humidifier is amazing. You can pick either warm mist or cool mist. They like that there's a night light on it too for at nighttime. There's also a timer, so you can run it for anywhere from 2 hours to 12 hours. And there's even a little remote control, so I can control it from bed. And it was so nice seeing all those reviews before I bought it too. So head to QVC.com to discover today's deals and must-haves, and things sell out fast. You've been warned. And you never know what gem you're gonna find on QVC.com, so check it out. And thank you again to QVC for sponsoring today's video on my channel. And I feel like I just need to say thank you again so much to you for being here and being part of this community. Your support means everything. And I just hope that I can continue being a source of support for you too here on YouTube. I know I feel like so many of you are my internet girlfriends when we hop on the chats for the video premieres, which if you haven't done that and you want to join, I would highly, highly encourage you to do that, because that's truly something I look forward to every single week. Is I'll do a premiere for my videos, so it'll play live when you get the notification, which if you don't have your notifications on your YouTube channel, you can turn them on, and you'll see if you click into it right away, there's a chat, and so I get to talk and kind of have gotten to know so many of you. And again, you're my internet girlfriends here, and I cannot believe everything that's sort of happened over the last decade. And again, it's just crazy how full circle it has gotten to be right now. But okay, I feel like some of the biggest questions I have with this new job is, how am I doing it with the kids? And so for context, our divorce, we have 50-50 custody. So that means that half of the time the kids are with me, the other 50% of the time the kids are with him. And it's interesting how God works, because I don't know if I could have ever taken a job like this when I was married, because I think I would have felt like I can't be away from them. But over the last 3 years now, with having 50% custody, I was so lonely on the days when I didn't have my kids. And this is me just being really real. Like, my mental health was suffering so much. It was just lonely, and it was something I really need to work through. And I feel like if I could go back and tell myself right when I got divorced, it probably would have been really healthy for me to look for a job at that point. But it's hard to, and I feel like God has a plan for everything, and I trust his divine timing. And I know that 10 years from now I'll be able to look back and connect all the dots and see how it all makes sense. But I just, even within these 2 weeks, have realized, wow, I feel like now that I have this new invigorated purpose and this new role and this new mission that I'm working towards, and a new set of goals, and I'm learning new things and I'm pushing myself. I need to be challenged. Like, I am the type of person who needs to be out there interacting with other people. And I think with COVID and, then just kind of getting into this zone of you're working from home and you're so independent, I lost that side of my humanity, if that makes sense. Because I think that's what we're designed to be as humans, is connected to our community, connected to our friends, connected to our family. And does anyone else feel that way since COVID, that like COVID kind of challenged all of that and then put us into a new habit and a new routine where we're doing less of that? And yeah, I think I've realized that is just such at the core of who I am. Like, I've always been a social butterfly, and I find so much energy in being in rooms and meeting new people and trying new things and learning, whether it's new cultures or trying new restaurants or traveling new places. That's at the core of who I am, and I lost that for a little bit. And I think all of us lose a piece of ourselves when we become moms too. And I think it's part of just growing up too, is there's things that we loved when we were children and we sort of lose that. And it's really nice to reconnect with, whether it's that piece of your inner child or that piece of just who's like the core of your being. But I know I'm not the only mom who I think feels this way, or feels like there's a tough straddle that you go through of who you are as a businesswoman and then who you are as a mom, and how certain jobs allow you to straddle that neatly and some don't. And I think because of my divorce situation and how our custody works, I can straddle this, but it's required some help. And that's where I want to pull back the curtain and be really honest. And like, I'm making some sacrifices in order for all of this to work and have the budget to do it all. So I had to do 2 hires for household support. So I hired a pet sitter. Gigi and Papa have always been the most amazing, incredible pet sitters, and I just want to thank them for all the years that they did that. But I just have to recognize that, you know, they are getting older, and I do have 2 very energetic little puppies. And while from time to time, you know, for short periods of time, they love watching them, for some of these trips where I'm gone for 5 days at a time, I just needed to hire a reliable pet sitter. So I'm really excited. I found this very sweet, she's a retired teacher. She loves animals. We came over, did a little meet and greet. She met not only all the puppies, all the fur babies, but she met the kids too. She's lovely. So I'm really appreciative to have her support, because again, I couldn't do this without a village, without support. And I think that's the biggest thing I struggled with, is I oftentimes think I can be this one-woman show and do everything, and I'll sacrifice myself and my sleep and my sanity and I can't do that anymore. And so I hope in sharing this that maybe that will encourage you to evaluate the spaces in your life, or maybe if you did have a little bit of that support. And I know that means that I'm gonna probably cut out some travel in order to fit that into my budget, but I know it's gonna mean that my day-to-day life is going to run a lot smoother. And then the other hire that I made, I actually have already had her help. I know I've shared this in past videos, that every 2 weeks I have somebody who comes in and just does a thorough deep clean. Even though I like things to be very clean and organized at all times, and I do a lot myself, it is just really nice as a single mom who doesn't have another adult to help with the housework and chores and cleaning and all of that, to kind of, I look forward to that deep clean where I get a break for a minute. But I realized over the last 2 weeks, none of my towels were getting washed, none of my bedding was getting washed, none of my kids' clothes were getting washed. I got lucky one day, I threw in a load of my laundry, but I was like, laundry is just where I feel like if I had a partner, I feel like I need you to take over the laundry. So I asked my housekeeper, who was coming, you know, every 2 weeks, if she had room in her schedule to support laundry. I'm still doing my own clothes because I'm very particular about how I like my clothes done, especially now that I'm out shopping for business clothes again, which I can talk about that too. I literally got rid of all my business clothes because I haven't been doing this for the last 10 years. So building that wardrobe back up. But anyways, I'm particular about how my clothes are washed, and there's certain things I like hung dry, and there's just different ways I like things. So I'm like, I can still do my personal clothes. I can be in charge of keeping my drawers and closet organized, but she's going to do all of our bedding, wash it every single week, and she's gonna wash all the towels every single week. And that means like wash them, put them away, or like remake the beds. And then she's going to be washing Landon, Presley, and Hayden's clothes, putting them away. And I asked her, even though the older 2 really need to be doing this themselves too, which they're not bad at, but I just said, you know, part of it is just keeping the closets and drawers organized. And when I tell you, like, she came and did it the last 2 days, it is just life changing. I don't know why maybe I didn't do this even sooner, but just having that freedom and to be like, okay, instead of having to multitask and think about, okay, I gotta go change out the washer, dryer, whatever, I'm just focusing on my work and what I need to get done. I'm so happy I made the change. So I know that everybody's budgets look different, and I know like, okay, I'm probably gonna cut out going out to eat once a week in order to make that happen, to just pay her once a week to be able to do that for us. But from a mental standpoint, I feel like it is beyond worth it, so that I can be better at my job and also just be like a happier mom in general. All that being said, is there, I guess, videos or particular things you want to see? Like, I was already thinking I'll probably do an updated morning routine. I feel like I can talk even more just about time management kind of things, because I feel like I've always, for whatever reason, been really good at managing my calendar and backwards planning for both work stuff, home stuff. And caveat to all of that, I will fully own I didn't have the best backwards planning these last 2 weeks for the Christmas clean and decorate with me, because I thought that in the evenings I was just gonna have more time and be able to dedicate my evenings to decorating and finishing it up. And what's ended up happening is there is just so much that I'm learning in this job, or projects that I want to make sure are done, and like we're very time sensitive as I'm learning all of them, that I've basically been coming home and working more in the evenings, just, you know, because I want to be successful at this. So I know that long term, this role is really important to not only myself and my happiness, but the family and goals that I have for us as a family in the future. And so again, I'm just like so grateful, but I appreciate you sticking with me as I'm going through this transition. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing business outfits. Is that something you want to see? I was kind of thinking on Instagram. I've already just a couple of days sort of shared what I'm wearing when I've gone into the office, but if you want me to do like a business clothes try on haul, because I just ordered so much stuff, honestly, to just kind of build back up my business wardrobe, and for a lot of the events we're attending, there's just so many cool things that we're doing, and I'm so excited. But yeah, it's just a lot. It's juggling a lot right now. YouTube obviously is always going to be like, my heart is invested here and I want to be as helpful as I can. But I think I just need to figure out the new job right now. And I think you guys can all understand that. I think if you put yourself, you know, in the position of you got a dream job, you want to focus on that. But I'm also one to say I do not always have all the answers. I will always share my mistakes. I will always share the things that are working for me. I will always share the tips and tricks that I learn and try to be as helpful as I can. But I also know that a lot of times there's been comments from women in this community, or when we do get to have dialogue in those premiere chats, where I learn new things, or you give me suggestions, or you tell me how you're doing it, and I so appreciate that. So I do hope that in the comments, especially if you've been in this position where you're like, okay, I've been at home with my babies and now I'm transitioning back to work. How did you make it through the transition? Or what are the things that you outsourced, or kind of how you reprioritized your life and how you're doing it. And even after divorce, I think that's what so many of us in this transition period too, it's figuring out you're running the household completely on your own now. But what I firmly believe is that there is always a solution to everything. And I think that your mindset is what matters the most. So if you believe that you're going to be able to figure it out, and if you believe that things are going to get better, they do. So for Hayden's birthday, because this just like, my mom guilt is through the roof. And I had to really think about it rationally. And I talked with so many people. I talked with my new coworker. I obviously talked with my new boss. I talked with my mom. I talked with my grandma. I talked with girlfriends. And ultimately what all of them said is as long as you prioritize celebrating his birthday, pick another day to do it. Again, it's like a mindset thing. That's what he's going to remember. He's going to remember the feeling that he was celebrated, that you were there, that you loved him. So the entire week leading up to his birthday, I have made everything about his birthday. We went out to dinner the one night. I had them bring out a cake with a candle and we sang him happy birthday then. Set up an indoor playground, like a birthday for him where his friends are coming. I got cupcakes for that. Then we're doing a birthday dinner at his favorite restaurant with Gigi and Papa. I'm gonna have him open up all his presents afterward. Then I'm sending in treats to school. So there's been a lot of continued celebration. So I have no doubt in my mind that by the time I go on this trip, he will know that he's been celebrated and that he's very loved, and that we're all so excited about him turning 5. On the positive side, it then also allows his dad and his dad's family to also have room to celebrate him. We were actually going to do a birthday dinner together for him. I've said this before, even when we all like did a like family Halloween costume still. Like we've kept that tradition going every single year since the divorce, and I'm proud of us for that. And so I'm really proud of us that we were going to do a family dinner on his actual birthday together. But now since I won't be there, it's good. It gives his dad now an opportunity to celebrate him too in the way that he wants to. And more than anything, it's just that Hayden knows that he's loved. And yeah, that's just what I would tell anybody in that situation. And I think especially you know, whether it's because of your job or whether it is because of, you know, you have to balance seeing all these different families. Like I even remember when I was married, it would be a lot sometimes on Christmas Day to get to everybody, right? And so a lot of families, I think, have moved to maybe you see one family on Christmas Day and maybe you pick a different Saturday or Sunday to celebrate Christmas with that side of the family. And so that's kind of what I just needed to do in my mentality here too, is he's still gonna get celebrated. It's just we're picking alternative days and times for the celebration. And that way you're not just like beating yourself up about it and feeling all this mom guilt. And that's what this is. It's, I think, all about figuring out, striking that balance. And that's where I want to get to with you guys too, because you have been there for me through so much. And I know it's just going to take me, I think, a little bit to navigate it all, but we will strike a balance and we'll figure it out. And I do just want to say, like, I am not going anywhere. For a little bit, it might be a little less posting, but I still want to figure out however I can still be here and, you know, offer whatever support and encouragement that I can, and also just still keep being real about what I'm struggling with and continue just growing on this journey with you. But I really appreciated all the support and encouragement when I posted about the new job, and yeah, we're just gonna continue into this next chapter together and navigate this along with the holidays, where life takes us, because God sure has surprised me with, quite honestly, way better things than I ever thought my life was going to have, and I can't wait to see what's next. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me grace. And thank you again to QVC for partnering with me today. Don't forget to check out QVC.com for the best deals. Love you guys, and I will see you in my next video, which should be my Christmas clean and decorate with me.